Hi guys, my name is RachelBeth, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a Cath Kidston inspired top. So they have a top very similar to this in store, but it's only available in a few prints. So I decided I would try and make my own using their cotton duck fabric. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. Bye! So for this video you're going to need your fabric. So because this is a Cath Kidston inspired video, I'm using their cotton duck fabric, a matching thread and an invisible zip. So the measurements you're going to need are your bust, your nape to waist, your waist to hip, your armhole depth, neck size, your back width and your chest. So on your page you're going to mark point 0 and you're going to square across and down from that point. Going down from point 0, you're going to go down 1.5 centimeters, and that point is going to be point 1. So from point 1, you're going to go down, and you're going to go down your armhole depth plus 2.5 centimeters. So for me, that's going to be 24.5 centimeters, and that's going to be point 2. So from point 2, you're going to go across half the bust plus 7. So for me, that's 52. And you're going to mark that as point 3 and you're going to square up and down, and that's going to be the center front line. So from 3 you're going to go up the same measurement as 0 to 2, so for me that's 26, and that point is going to be point 4. So if you're above a size 14 you're going to add an extra 0.5 centimeter for each size up. So from 1 you're going to go down the nape to waist measurement, so that's 33 for me, and this is going to be 0.5, and then you're going to square across, and where it meets the center front line is going to be 0.6. From 0.5 you're going to go down the waist to hip measurement, so for me that's 12, and that's going to be 0.7, and then you're going to square across again, and that's going to be 0.8 where it hits the center front line. So for the back, you're going to start at point 0 and you're going to go across 1/5 the neck size minus 0.2 centimeters. So for me that's 7.6, and you're going to mark this point 9. And then from 9, you're going to draw in your back neck curve down to 1. From 1, you're going to go down and you're going to go 1/5 the armhole depth measurement minus 1 centimeter. So for me this is going to be 3.2. And then you're going to square halfway across the block. So from 9 you're going to want to take your shoulder length measurement plus 1 centimeter. So for me this is 13 centimeters, and you're going to go along the line from 10 until it reaches that measurement, and that point is going to be point 11. So from point 2 you're going to go across half the back measurement width plus 1 centimeter. So for me this is going to be 17.5, and that point is going to be point 12. You're going to square up from point 12 until it hits the line from 10, and that point is going to be point 13. And then halfway between point 12 and 13 you're going to mark out point 14. So for the front you're going to go across from point 4 and you're going to go across 1/5 the neck size minus 0.7. So for me this is 7.1, and that point is going to be point 15. Then from point 4 you're going to go down and you're going to go down 1/5 the next size minus 0.2. So that's going to be 7.6 for me, and that's going to be point 16. So from point 15 you're going to go across half the standard dart measurement, which is 7 centimeters. So when you half it, it's going to be 3.5, and that point is going to be point 17. From point 3, you're going to go across half the chest measurement plus 1 centimeter plus half the measurement of 15 to 17, and that point is going to be point 18. So from point 18, you're going to go up half the measurement of 3 to 16 minus 2 centimeters, and that's going to be point 19. From point 3 you're going to go across half the measurement of 3 to 18, so that's 10.75 for me, and that's going to be point 20. And then you're going to join point 20 to point 15 and 17 to create your dart. So from point 11 you're going to go down 1.5 centimeters, and then you're going to square across 15 centimeters to point 22. So you're going to draw a line from point 17, that is the shoulder length measurement, plus 0.5 centimeters. That touches the line from 21 to 22. So for me that measurement is going to be 12.5, and that point is going to be 23. So from 18 you're going to go across half the measurement between 12 and 18, and that's going to mark your point 24. Once you have this done, you're going to draw in your armhole curve. So from point 12 I'm going to go out 2.5 centimeters, and from point 18 I'm going to go out 2.25 centimeters. So you're going to cut out and round your pattern piece, and don't cut out the dart, and you're going to place it on a new piece of paper. You're going to trace around the armhole, including half the shoulders on both sides. You can trace with a dotted line. I'm just doing it with a solid line so you can see what I'm doing in the video. So from the bottom of the armhole, you're going to draw a perpendicular line across, and then you're going to square up to where it meets the armhole. The point from where you square up is now point 1. So point 3 is midway between point 1 and 2, and you're going to square across to 4 to where it meets the armhole line. So from 1, you're going to halve the measurement of 1 to 3, and you're going to mark that as 0.5, and then on the armhole line adjacent from the 0.5 you're going to mark 0.5a. Your front shoulder point is going to be 0.6, so you're going to take the measurement of the curve from 5a to 6 and add 1 centimeter, and from 5 you're going to draw a line where it meets the line across from 2, and that's going to be 0.7. Point 8 is going to be your back shoulder point. You're going to measure the curve from point 4 to 8, and you're going to add 1 centimeter, and again you're going to draw a line from 7 with this measurement to meet the line at 4, and that's going to be 0.9. So the underarm point is going to be 0.10. You're going to measure the curve from 5a to 10, and you're going to minus 0.3. So for me, I'm going to have 7.2, and you're going to draw a line from 5 with this measurement to hit the line across from 10. You're going to measure the curve from 4 to 10, and you're going to minus 0.3, so I'm going to have 10.2, and you're going to draw a line from 9 to hit the line across from 10, and that point is going to be 0.12. And you're going to square down from 7. So from 7 you're going to draw a line down, and that's going to be the desired sleeve length. I am going with 17 centimeters. You're going to square down from 11 and 12 so that they meet the point that's down from 7. So for the curves on the sleeve, from 12 to 9 you're going to hollow the curve by 0.75 centimeters. From 9 to 7 you're going to raise the curve by 1 centimeter. 7 to 5 you're going to go 1/3 down, and you're going to raise the curve by 2 centimeters. From 5 to 11 you're going to hollow the curve by 1 centimeter. To draw in the wrist, I didn't do this, I left it straight, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. So from 14 to 13 you're going to lower the curve by 1 centimeter, and from 13 to 15 you're going to hollow the curve by 1 centimeter. Now I'm going to cut up my main pattern down the middle of the side seam, and I'm going to cut away my neckline where I dropped it. I dropped my neckline 1 centimeter at the back, and then I went and dropped it 3 centimeters at the front. So just make sure you mark which is the back, and you're going to cut out 2 of those pieces. I am moving my dart on my front piece to be more attractive. So you're going to cut down along one side of the dart. I'm going to start my dart just under the armpit, so I'm going to draw a line from there to the point 20, and I'm going to cut up that line just before 20, about 0.5 centimeters away from the point. And then once I've done this, I'm going to close my top dart and tape it down in place. And then once that's taped, I'm just going to cut off the little excess that's on the top just to make it straight. and that's my dart moved. And this is your front palm, and you're going to cut this on fold. I decided that I was going to drop my front neckline by 3 centimeters. Now I'm going to place my fabric down, and I'm adding an extra 10 centimeters to the bottom just because I wanted a certain length. And now I'm just going to pin it in place and cut it on fold. When I cut out, I'm going to add my seam allowance as I cut, so you can add it to your pattern piece if you like. I just do it by eye. And I'm going to notch where the dart is and the hemline. So as you can see here, I'm sticking a pin through the bottom of the dart just so I can mark on the opposite side for the second dart. For the back piece, I'm cutting out 2 pieces, so it's not cut and fold. And you're just going to cut out 2 pieces, and you're going to add an extra seam allowance for the center back because this is where your zip is going. So I'm going to add about 2 centimeter seam allowance. For the sleeve, you're going to cut out 2 of these pieces as well. So now I'm just going to join up the darts so I can see where they are and just pin them in place. The darts are the first thing you're going to sew together. So just be very careful when you're doing your back stitch at the end of the dart that it is straight so you don't get an extra little stitch. Now I'm just going to press the dart down. So I'm doing this on the edge of my ironing board so it is on a curved surface because the dart is curved. So once I did my darts, I decided that I was going to overlock all the raw edges on my top. You don't have to overlock, you can do a zigzag stitch along the edges if you'd like. I just like the cleanness of an overlocker. So once I've done this, I'm going to place the back and front pieces right sides together, and I'm going to pin the shoulders in place. And then you're going to sew down the shoulders. Once you have the shoulders sewn down, you're going to press open the seams. So this is very important for it to lie flat. So you're going to press all the seams, so the side seams as well, you're going to press them open. So once you have your seams pressed open, you're just going to join up the side seams and you're going to pin them together. And you're going to just sew down with a straight stitch. So for the sleeve, you're going to fold the 2 flat pieces together and you're just going to pin them in place and sew a straight stitch down. So to place the sleeve onto your top, you're going to put the top inside out and place the sleeve inside, right sides together. You're going to match up the 2 seams and you're going to pin them together. Now usually you would gather the sleeves, but instead I'm going to do a little pleated detail on the top shoulder. So you're going to pin evenly around the bottom. Then once you get to the top, you're going to place the middle down and you're going to tuck the 2 pieces over to create a pleat using all the excess fabric. And then you're going to pin that in place. So once you've pinned that in place, you're going to sew the whole way around just using a straight stitch. So you can see here the little pleated detail on the shoulder. So for the invisible zip, you're going to get the right side and face it down on the fabric on the same side. And you're just going to pin it in place so they're going to be right sides together. And using a zipper foot, you're going to sew down, but you're going to slightly roll the zipper so that it lies flatter. But be very careful as you're sewing, as the zipper can very easily get damaged if you sew over it. For the other side, you're going to place your fabric inside out and you're going to place it right sides together again and just pin it down. And you're going to do the same thing again as you did before. You're just going to sew it while slightly rolling the actual zipper teeth down. Once you have your zipper in place, you're going to sew straight down the rest of the back. So you're just going to do that with a straight stitch. So once you have this done, you're going to cut off the excess zipper at the neckline. Just be careful not to cut your stitching. So then you're going to roll your neckline over the zipper and pin it the whole way around. I've decided to sew my neckline by hand using an invisible stitch, but you can do it by machine if you want. And I'm going to use the same technique for my sleeves and my hem as well. So for an invisible stitch, you're going to grab a small fibre of fabric so it's not visible on the right side, and you're going to do that system the whole way around. So you're just going to grab one single fibre so it's not visible on the right side, and I'm doing this for the hem and the sleeves, but again you can do a machine if you want. So once you have your sleeves, your neckline and your hem done, you are finished and you've got a super cute and easy fitting top. And this top is perfect, especially for work, because it is the fabric that comes from work, and the fabric is also really good because it stays where you want it to go. If you are going to try this project, I 100% recommend trying it on some sort of bed sheet or old fabric first, just to make sure you get the right size. So this is it in the fish print. So this is the first one I tried, and all the hems in this are machine hemmed. And my personal favourite is the cloud print. So this one fit really nicely. The neckline and the sleeves are machine hemmed and the hem is hand done. So if you give this DIY a go, please hashtag RachelBethDIY on Instagram or Twitter. And please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, you did meow during that one.